today, the arrest of the plea of guilty on the part of General Michael Flynn to a count of lying to the FBI, heaven forbid, but we don't know what he lied about specifically that is material that would result in in his future of perhaps spending 5 years in prison.
First off, Lieutenant General Flynn made a grave error, obviously, and it resulted in his firing. So there's no new information here. It's sad. I mean, he's a wonderful, honorable, great intelligence officer, but obviously he had an error in judgment, misspoke, got in trouble with the vice president, and put himself in a position where he leaves under a cloud. That's very unfortunate for a man who gave 35 years of his life to the country.
It is sad. It is tragic, but it's also
that being said, though.
Yeah.
This is pretty thin gruel. This is 18 U.S.C. 1001, false official statement. I got a little news for your listening or your viewing audience. If I interview you for more than 2 hours, I can get you on 18 U.S.C. 1001. You will make a false official statement in the course of a 2-hour interview. I guarantee it. So this is the last resort, the last refuge of a failed investigation.
But we need to put this into some context, though.
Yeah, Sandy
General
Berger
Flynn was unmasked by the Obama administration. He was, as Ty Cobb, the president's attorney, said, he was an Obama official until he was fired at DIA.
Correct.
This is a mess within a mess, and it continues, and it is dangerous to the republic. It is an outrage that this amount of money and time and effort is being spent to subvert this administration.
Look, Mueller's on a scalp hunting expedition, and this is, exhibit 3 or 4 of that. You want to look for a criminal when it comes to national security advisor? Look at Sandy Berger. He stole documents relating to 9/11
from the National Archives.
From the archives and destroyed them. There's a criminal act.
Well, I think we've got some pretty clear criminal acts, or at least apparent criminal acts. We don't have to go any farther than Hillary Clinton, whether we're talking about the email scandal, whether we're talking about the Clinton Foundation, whether we're talking about an administration, in this instance, that waits to house less than a month left in office before President Obama decides to retaliate against the Russians for their intervention in our elections. He does absolutely nothing about Crimea. What would you call that? And shouldn't there be a statute that covers that kind of wrong-headedness?
What would you call that, Snacky?
I don't know. What?
Absolutely absurd action.
Wrong-headedness.
It's criminal negligence is what
it is. But where are we going with this? And why isn't anyone talking about the context here and the actions of the administration with this unmasking of hundreds and hundreds of officials, American citizens, including members of the Trump transition team? Why in the hell isn't anybody looking at that?
And somebody sat and read a communications intelligence, a signals intelligence transcript to the Washington Post concerning General Flynn. The circle of knowledgeability on that level of information is so small as to be able to, it's a handful of people.
Well, if let's
find that leaker and let's put them in jail.
Well, I would also like to first those that we know who lied. We know that James Clapper lied. We know that John Brennan, the heads of the NDI and the head of the CIA lied to Congress and to the American people. And yet, Michael Flynn is the fellow who today had to plead guilty to one count. Chris, we always, I was going to say enjoy, but we always learn something talking with you. We appreciate you being here. Last word.
No, I just think that people need to remember that Comey the leaker betrayed his oath, stole government documents, leaked them through a third party to the New York Times.